Hey guys, Roman Stiders here with this Gaming Rewind special on the Satellaview, a satellite-based add-on service for the Super Nintendo, or to give it its Japanese name, the Super Famicom. Before there was Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network, the Satellaview was one of the first downloadable services for a console. The Satellaview was released in February 1995 for Japan only and retailed between 14,000 and 18,000 yen, with the Satellaview name coming from the word satellite and view. Through the use of a broadcast satellite tuner, or BS tuner, players could receive satellite views from the radio station St. Giga, itself a subsidiary of the satellite TV station Wow Wow, and was primarily a new age music radio station. St. Giga was the world's first audio-digital broadcasting corporation, and used the broadcast satellite network to broadcast the first digital radio signals on 30th November 1990. However, St. Giga fell into financial difficulty, mainly due to the cost of the BS tuners that were needed to access the station. St. Giga entered into an agreement with Nintendo, where the station would broadcast digitally encoded video games daily for the Satellaview attachment. The service was not cheap, as people had to buy the BS tuner to listen to the station, as well as sign up for Nintendo's and St. Giga's joint membership fee. The basic Satellaview package included the adapter that connected to the bottom of the Super Nintendo, a power supply that powered the Satellaview from the Super Nintendo, an application cartridge that served as the user interface, and a rewritable 8MB memory pack plugged into the application cartridge, allowing players to save game data. Unlike downloadable internet services today, where players can download whatever they want whenever they want, the Satellaview was restricted to fixed time slots on the St. Giga schedule, known as the Super Famicom Hour. At these designated times, Satellaview scrambled data would be streamed via radio waves that was then descrambled by the BS tuners. Every day between 23rd of April 1995 until 30th of June 2000, St. Giga servers would broadcast material through the broadcast satellite network. Such material included original Satellaview games, as well as digital versions of NES and SNES titles that were broadcast daily. Satellaview games were broadcast episodically in weekly or daily installments, usually with 4 parts in total, like a TV serial. As new episodes became available, players were able to access new levels and maps, with in-game items and points being carried over from one week to the next, provided that the player had used the same data cartridge. These games were downloaded to an application cartridge that was bundled in with the system, that featured a game world called the town whose name had been stolen. The town served as the user interface system, where players would wander around the town as a male or female avatar and could visit a number of houses and shops. Visiting these buildings would allow the player to download and play games, or episodes that the buildings contained. The contents of these buildings would vary from hour to hour, requiring players who wanted to play a specific game to find out the correct time and location from the schedule in the Super Famicom Hour that could be found online or in magazines such as Satellaview Communications magazine. Due to the Satellaview's memory limitations, game data would be temporarily saved into a memory location until a new game was downloaded, which would then take its place, meaning players would have to re-download titles every time they wanted to play a specific game. Aside from downloads, players could travel to in-game locations inside the virtual city, such as the Wall Newspaper Corporation, which would display messages from St. Giga and Nintendo, which revealed upcoming program schedules and announced contest winners. Additionally, the avatar was also equipped with an inventory and game currency that could be used to purchase items like vehicle tickets and fish bait. A number of downloadable games also featured plotlines set in the town whose name had been stolen, most notably Satellaview, that featured an RPG-like adventure with the avatar as the main character. Games released for the Satellaview fell into one of 4 categories. Best Selection games included popular NES and SNES titles, and were either direct ports of their cartridge counterparts, or remakes with enhanced graphics. In a precursor to online leaderboards, monthly events were held that allowed players to compete against other Satellaview players in national rankings, with winners and high-ranked players being awarded prizes. Original games for the Satellaview were designed to take advantage of the episodic nature of the data broadcasts, and have remained exclusive to the Satellaview, as almost none of them have been re-released on modern systems, with a few exceptions, such as BS Fire Emblem. An innovative feature of the Satellaview was SoundLink, which for the first time provided full voice acting in Nintendo games. Up until this point, voice acting in video games was extremely rare, and those titles that did feature vocals were restricted to simple grunts and yells. SoundLink games were broadcast at strict times in the St. Giga schedule, requiring players from across Japan to start playing the game in question at the exact same time. voice actors would often guide players by providing hints, where more complex games used multiple voice actors to move the plot along. As a result of the live element of SoundLink, the voice acting would be streamed and could not be saved onto the memory packs. The first SoundLink game to be released was BS Zelda known as Densetsu, with cutscenes being fully voice acted. The final SoundLink game was yet another Zelda game, which was a spin-off of A Link to the Past, featuring the player avatar from the town whose name had been stolen in place of Link. The game was broadcast on 30th of May 1999. Other downloadable files included digital magazines of popular hard-copy video game magazines such as Nintendo Power and Famitsu, and were specially formatted for TV screens. Initially, Nintendo and St. Giga were partners in the Satellaview project. However, as time went on, tensions between the companies caused a rift and eventually a split in 1999, with Nintendo leaving St. Giga and ending support for the system. In spite of this, St. Giga continued broadcasting alone until the station ceased support altogether for the Satellaview in June 2000. Aside from Nintendo's partnership with Philips in 1991, the final year of the Satellaview was the only time that Nintendo software was distributed without Nintendo themselves being involved. The Satellaview represented a unique time in gaming. An online downloadable service had been tried before, but with little success or had been too primitive. The Satellaview was highly successful in Japan, as players were able to download games from Nintendo's back catalogue, as well as original titles developed for the system that have never been re-released. The existence of Satellaview helped pave the way for downloadable services like Xbox Live, the PlayStation Network, and Nintendo's own Virtual Console, and has earned a special place in video game history. Well, that ends this special edition of Gaming Rewind. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please leave a comment, give this video a like, and subscribe because it's good for me and it's free for you. Check out my Facebook page for updates, and until next time, peace out guys.